All right, so I was just talking the other day with somebody from the gym about jumping, and I've always been a really good jumper, and I've always incorporated a lot of jump training in our training programs. But going back to like middle school, I was obsessed with dunking and playing basketball and jumping, and to this day I could still jump pretty high, probably low to mid 30s vertical jump. At my best, I was a 38.5-inch vertical jump coming out of college at 10 pounds. So I still weigh about 200 pounds. So I'm still a pretty good jumper. And I wasn't born that way necessarily because I don't know if my parents, my dad's a bigger guy, but my parents aren't like super athletic. My brother was never really an explosive athlete. He was a decent athlete, but not as explosive as me. So now I'm just kind of giving you the background story here because I want to talk about what I did when I was younger to develop this. So I really wasn't born like a freak explosive athlete, but for my genetics, I became a very explosive athlete. So what I did in middle school, I used to get like the basketball magazines. I don't know if it was Sports Illustrated or like Basketball Digest or something, but in the magazines, this is like probably before internet and stuff like that. In the magazines, they had advertisements for this, what we call the Air Alert vertical jump program. Okay, now this is like the most simple program you could possibly find. It was actually pretty ridiculous with the amount of volume and stuff with it, but I tell you what, it really worked. And you could see like the copyrights down here is 92 to 95 for the copyrights of that. So I was definitely in middle school. And when I look at this program, I look back because I filled in the charts. It was about five different exercises. So 4 different types of jumps and one strength exercise, which was a calf raise. Now, it was a 12-week program, and you did it 5 days a week. You took the weekends off. So it was a lot of volume, but you know what? It worked probably because I stuck to it. And a lot of athletes, they miss out because they don't stick to what they're trying to do. They are always changing, switching. They see things on Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube, and they just want to switch to what they think might be better, and they didn't even give the first thing a try. So I was super consistent with this. I do it 12 weeks, and not only did I do it once, I would do it, and then I would start it again and do it again, and I would start it again and do it again. I've done this I don't know how many times in my life. I even actually did this, 5-6 years ago, maybe longer, but I've done it a couple times even as an older adult here. Can't really see this. Let's see. There's the chart. You could see it's a 12 weeks and everything's laid out. And some of the jumps actually go up to 400, 2 sets of 400 jumps. You have to jump 12 inches off the ground. Another one is, little burnout jumps for, 600 times. So huge high volumes. And one of my biggest regrets about this is not sticking through it like through high school and stuff. So I think what I did was I really hit the timing right in like 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, where you're some people say it's even too late, but you are still like moldable. You could change I'm not saying you change your genetics, but your muscle fiber makeups, and you become more fast twitch and more bouncy at that age for sure. So you're still developing, and you can still basically teach your body and mold it to be able to do what you want it to do. And that's what I did. I mean, I wasn't a great jumper, but like after I did this program a couple of times, I was a phenomenal jumper in 7th, 8th grade. Right now I'm 5'11", so maybe I was 5'9", 5'10" at the most, 5'8", 5'9". I was, hanging on the rim, getting my wrist above the rim. I was pressing kids off the backboard when they go for layups. I was flying pretty high. If I had stuck through this and tried to, even improve on this in high school, who knows how high I would have been able to jump. But I just wanted to kind of show everybody this and show you that, even at this age, we didn't have, in the 90s, we didn't have training facilities for athletes. We didn't have strength and conditioning coaches and speed coaches. You couldn't even really get, I guess you can get baseball players could get batting lessons, but there was no, even like for basketball, there was no shooting coaches, and AAU was just starting to kind of come out, so it wasn't really off season. We played on the playground basketball, and then, I did a lot of jumping training, and that kind of molded me into my explosiveness, going forward. So, but the one thing that was really important about this would be consistency and starting young. Okay, and the biggest regret I would have is just not following through on it too much as I got older. We got more into like strength work and stuff, and all that's important. But if I could have combined that strength training with a bunch of jump training, I kind of got away from the jump training a little bit as I got into high school, more focused on strength. And that's one of the reasons why I'm such a big proponent of keeping jump training in our athletes' programs. So our athletes are jumping 25 to 40 times a workout. And usually the more advanced guys will be 40 jumps, but twice a week. Super advanced will be 40 jumps 3 times a week. And our beginners do 25 jumps 2, maybe some of them 3 times a week. But that's basically how that's how we break it down. But again, super simple program. And it really worked well. This goes to show you don't need to have the fanciest equipment or crazy programs to get a lot out of your training.